All righty, welcome to the program, How to Grow Your Business on Zoom While Working in Your Underwear. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We'll probably spend, at the most 45 minutes or together or so. And what my intention is to share with you an overview and a little bit of button pushing on exactly how we're using Zoom in our business and how simply and affordably you can use it in your own. So we're going to look at etiquette a little bit. We're going to look at presentation, just a little bit of what you see around you. And then I'm going to show you, we'll actually do that live on the screen, my Zoom setup and how we leverage that. So simultaneously, you're broadcasting on Zoom, you're broadcasting on Facebook, you're recording on YouTube, and then uploading it to LinkedIn. And the whole idea is to leverage your time and capture eyeballs and attention that you couldn't otherwise capture. By way of background, last year, 2019, I did 102 presentations in offices and boards of realtors and companies and whatnot. So it was a very, very big part of our business development program. We were tracking to do 200 presentations in 2020, and then the universe changed. And the ability to do one-on-one meetings here in my office or your office, the ability to be in real estate offices, boards of realtors, hosted by title companies, why not? That went to zero. And I thought, by gracious, here we're in a position where, in the real estate sense, the real estate market is dramatically shrinking, about 50% right there for a bit of time. It's dramatically shrinking. Yet we had a payroll of 15 people and goals and aspirations of our own. So it required a shift and pivot. And spending more money wasn't one of the choices. The idea of just throwing thousands or tens of thousands of dollars at a marketing problem, now that it changed, we couldn't do that. And Zoom became that go-to for us. Zoom and the ways we've leveraged it, which I'll share with you. Why Zoom? What made it so attractive? What made Zoom attractive is it's incredibly inexpensive. It can be as inexpensive as free. I'll show you what we're doing on the spend. And it's incredibly flexible. It's so flexible that you can be presenting to people at anywhere, anytime, in any way. They don't need to come to you. You don't need to go to them. And it's immensely affordable. Why is it so affordable? So if you look at many real estate companies or affiliate companies, very popular, would do lunch and learns and bring me donuts and all those things. There's no way to bring anybody anything. There's no way to spend any money when you're engaged in Zoom. So let's take a quick look at some thoughts. You're already, even right now, you're a Zoom attendee. You're an attendee in webinar mode, which means I can't see you. What happens very often when using Zoom is you're in meeting mode. In meeting mode is when you see all those individual tiles. It's called a gallery of everybody in there. So I want to give you some insight on how to attend a Zoom meeting or a Zoom webinar, and that'll set the stage for how you can host meetings and or webinars. First and foremost is how do you look when you're on the Zoom? A couple of things to consider. When you see all those tiles, that gallery of photos, you are in fact marketing at that very instant. How you look, how you present, what's going on around you, the background noises and all those other things become very critical. So as an attendee, first and foremost, mute yourself when you show up. You can set right in your Zoom account to always join muted. So you always join muted. Next order of business, you want to be sure that your profile, your Zoom profile is complete. And you want to be sure you've got a proper, professional, rightly sized photograph in your profile. So what that will allow you to do is check in on Zoom, mute it, and if you like, without video, yet they know it's you, you're there, and you're properly presented. Ideally, you will want to be on live video. When you're on live video, a few things. Be attentive. It's exactly the same as though you were sitting in the classroom or a presentation hall. If you're putzing around on your phone and picking your nose and sleeping and all those other things, you should not do anything in a Zoom meeting that you would not normally do if you were in that person's office or you were there in a presentation format with that person. That's in how you dress, how you appear, and what's going on around you. You want to be sure one of two things, that you create for yourself a Zoom room. That is a location in your home or your office or wherever you are, where what's behind you is appropriate. You don't want to have your unmade bed and your garbage and people running around in their underwear. You want to have it look really, really nice. One of the other things you can do, which I'm a giant fan of, what you're seeing right now, is called a virtual background. I'm going to move this sign and let you see what that looks like. So for all the world, this looks like an office. This is not my office. I'm in my office, but that's not. It's called a virtual background. If you go right on your Zoom down where the icon is for the video, there's a little up arrow. It says choose virtual background. And what you can do, you can change that background to be anything you'd like it to be. There we are in a Manhattan office. There we are in a little barista. Here we are on Shad Khan Jat. There we are at sunset. Here we are polishing my boat. You can be anywhere you'd like to be. Why is that important and of value? What it lets you do is you can present while you're attending, and then also while you're presenting. You can be in any environment you want to be in. I actually have background photos of my actual office that I can project up and be there. While we're talking about background, consider the issue of green screen. Now, what is behind me is a green screen. People say, what is a green screen? It's a piece of green cloth. Why green? For two reasons. When it's all the same color, it allows the system, Zoom and the computer, to make it essentially invisible so you can lay any background you want. You get nice, reasonably crisp edges. You can move your fingers around and it looks real good. It's just a piece of cloth. So behind me, I'm in my office. I bought a 12 by 12 piece of cloth that was green. Oh, why green? It's green because rarely does it mess up your clothing or your skin tone. So if the background was the same color of my shirt, I would disappear and all you would see would be my head, all right? So the green screen, very inexpensive. I bought one that was 12 by 12. My office is about 12 feet wide. So it goes across all 12 feet and drops down to 6 feet. So whether I'm standing or sitting or whatever I'm doing, it covers that whole area, okay? And then I took the bottom half of that 12 by 12, which makes 12 by 6, and I cut that into two 6 by 6 pieces. One of them I have in my home that I just clip up in the dining room. I can clip it up and I can be in any office space I want in a visual sense while I'm in my home. The other's in my laptop bag. So I've done exactly this same presentation with exactly this same thing from my home, from my balcony, and I've also done it from my boat. I've done it from other people's offices while I was, doing different business. It gives you total flexibility, both as an attendee and as a presenter. Other interesting things you can do in a background sense, this is really geared a little bit more toward your presenter time and not your attending time, is you can, this is the green screen. I'm lifting that up for you. Boom. Now we have a whiteboard. And the cool thing about that is it adds, and I didn't really scale it all the way, but now I can draw on a whiteboard, just like we were in a class together. And if you notice, it begins to add dimension to what you're seeing on the screen. So you see the office behind, we've got it set so it's scaled. We can work on the green screen and everything gives the appearance, it feels more and more and more like we're together. And that's what people want to see to really resonate. I'm going to put that back down just so it doesn't mess up the lighting. While we're talking about lighting, lighting is critically important. Lighting, excuse me, impacts how you look and whether or not people can see you very well at all. And I have a bald head, so that's a big deal, right? So this is just a white piece of stuff I found laying around the office. If I hold that above my head, you see how I can adjust the shadow? You can do all kinds of things with lighting so it is appropriate in your room and where your windows are. If you put it down under your chin, we can uplight so you don't look like Dracula. You want to get the lighting so that you look neat and natural and proper as best as you're able. You also want the camera right at eye level. So it always appears you're looking into and talking directly to the person. I happen to have, and I recommend that you get, they're very inexpensive, a web camera. Logitech is a brand name. They make a lot of them, every place from 50 bucks up to a couple $100. But for $50 or so, you can get that camera. And what that lets you do is you can zoom in, you can zoom out, so that you're not stuck in any one spot in any one look, okay? You can also move it side, whoops, let me hang on a second. There we go. We can shift it side to side. So depending on where I'm standing, what the orientation of everything is, what else I've got in the background, I have total control. You'll have total control over how it looks and appears to the person. Okay, that's real important to you. One of the other things, and many of you have been with me on these before, is you'll often see I have banners in there. I have the banners in there for a couple of reasons. One, they're clearly promotional pieces, but it also goes back and puts dimension in the room. It gives more and more a feel that you're with that person. So it's a great, simple, easy way to do just a little bit more. And let me get the camera back so I'm in the right spot again. There you go. I'm going to move the banner out of the way. A little more flexibility. You get the idea. One of the other things you can consider, those of you who've been in my office before, and there's nobody in my office now but me. It's been that way for 3 months. But we have those Veridesks that go up and down. So what I'm able to do, I'm standing right now. I like to stand when we're doing presentation. So I can raise up my whole laptop, my desk, my whole desktop. Everything comes up. The microphone comes up, camera comes up. I also have director's chairs. I can sit in the director chair, bring the desk down so it's all the way right. Or if I want to sit all the way in a low desk, I can do that. So we have flexibility so that you're comfortable. When you're comfortable, you present a lot better. And even when you're an attendee, if you're comfortable, it allows you to engage passively because everyone is seeing you. One of the other neat things that you're able to do on Zoom is communicate with each other through the chat function. And you can, if you hit chat, if you go down to the bottom of your screen, the bar will come out and see chat, hit chat, and it'll say, or at the bottom, it'll say to all panelists. So you could put a note in there, like I'll do right now. It says, hello. And it went to everybody who's participating, right? Sometimes that's appropriate. You're sending something out or doing whatever. Other times you want to send something privately. So you can go to the to, and it'll allow you to communicate with individuals. You can check in, you can make appointments for later. You can do a lot of really cool stuff. So we talked about lighting. Fluorescent lighting is terrible, especially for bald people. And if you've ever been in a photo studio, you'll see they're called light boxes. It's maybe 2 foot by 3 foot, and it looks like it's got translucent glass or whatever on it. You can do that with your own lighting. When here in the office, I can't really show you so well, but I have 2 big fluorescent fixtures, and I've covered them with paper towels. And that softened the light just enough that you don't get a constant crazy glare off of my bald head. You get much less off of glasses and things of that. So it can be very, very inexpensive. I also, because I use this about 20 to 30 times per week, I also broadcast our radio show, the Home and Garden radio show from WOK from here. So I spent about 25 bucks. Let me see if you can see this. And I have a microphone. The nice thing about the microphone is my office window is just over to my right. The air conditioner's out there. A microphone like this, 20 or 25 bucks. This one's made by Shure, I do believe. You can get them anywhere, plug it into your computer. They are directional, so it sounds more like your real voice, and you get less of that noise from around you. And as, excuse me, you can move in, and so you want to sound good, you want to look good, and you get your lighting about the best that you're able. So that's a real important fundamental things, whether you're on Zoom as just an attendee, which is great. You can still take advantage of it. I'll give you some ideas of how to do that, or in the presentation mode. So I'm going to show you my Zoom dashboard, I think. Yes, I am. All right. So what are some neat things that you can do with Zoom? If you set up your meetings and or webinars so people register, you in fact will get all the names of all the people who did that, and you can reach back out to them later. You can set it up. Let me show you some examples here. Let me go to screen share. It's always hard doing real time or live action screen share. There you go. You should be able to see my screen. So this is a list of webinars that we've got set up. I've probably got 20 of them set up over the next month. We just pick things to talk about, okay? Let's just go over and pick. It also, if you see here up at the top, there's upcoming webinars, previous webinars, and webinar templates. Whoa! Once you create something one time, you can bring that template and do it each and every time. I'm looking for something here. Let's just pick this one at random. So this is one we did before. You can see there's the registrants. We only had 7 for that, not a big deal. You can generate a CVS file, short whether or not they've attended. So you're capturing contact information. When people register to be in one of your programs, even if they don't attend, you can reach back out. You can send them your notes or handouts or whatever you wanted to do. It gives you all that control. It also tells you who was there and how long they were there, so you know all that kind of really neat, good stuff too. Okay, so that's real easy breezy way to do it. Let's go back, and I want to show you my main screen just to give you some more insightful ideas. Yeah. Stop that screen share. Okay, now I'm going to let you see what I'm seeing. I work with dual screens. We've always done that, or I've always done that. We have them all here in the office. It's a little easier. I'm going to screen share again, and I'm going to show you this share, because I got 2 screens. I can pick which one. Okay, now what you're seeing is exactly, let me think, is it? No, you're seeing my email. That's not doing you any good. That didn't work the way I wanted it to work. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to talk you through. It's the first time we've done this program this way. I'm going to talk you through this. One of the things that makes Zoom so powerful is the ability to simultaneously screen in multiple places as well as to record for later use. So in your Zoom settings, you can set it to say record every event. And it can record every event to the cloud, or it can record every event to your computer. I do it into my computer. That way I have the file, right? I have the MP4 file. If you look at the bottom of your screen, because you're an attendee, you might not see it. But normally when you turn on, it'll ask, do you want to pause or stop the recording? So I have everything set to automatically record, yet if we're going in some direction, it might not be appropriate for the recording, and I don't want to edit it later, we can just pause the record and then come back another way, okay? So what happens, what do you do with that recording? So that recording goes into the Zoom folder. Then when you're complete, you can upload that to YouTube. Why upload it to YouTube? It's another way to distribute it. When you do all your right YouTube things, now you're getting a little extra Google juice. You can then put that in your blog. What I do with it, I put it then in LinkedIn, okay? Another powerful way, the same 20, 30 minutes is you're leveraging it more and more and more. The other thing, if you look down at the bottom of your screen, it will give you, it'll say more. When you click on more, because I'm doing these things and I'm describing them at the same time, some of them I'm not getting the opportunity to show you everything I want. You can live stream to Facebook at the same time. So when you click on live stream on Facebook, it'll say, what page would you like to stream on? I usually do it on my personal page only because it gets more visibility. Sometimes I do it on our company page and then share it from the company page right on over to, I have 13 different web pages, social pages I have access to. We may put it in 6, 10, 12 different social pages. So you did it one time live on Zoom, it live cast it onto Facebook Live, and then shared on the 1, 2, 5, 10 more pages. In addition to, you have the MP4 file, loaded it onto YouTube, and then into LinkedIn. Once you have it on LinkedIn, you can choose to share it multiple places over there. So it's very, very common that I will do, might have 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 people, sometimes that few, on the live Zoom stream, yet end up with 500 or 1,000 who've seen what we're doing because of the way we're re-leveraging it across those other platforms. So how do you follow up once you do all that? Oh, let's go the other direction. How do you get people to be there? So what we do, and I just was doing this earlier today, we've set up all of our pre-planned Zoom webinars, presentations for the month of June. They're already all done. So I go to Zoom, load them all up. And because I do this routinely, each time I do a presentation or a different topic, we save it as a template. Why save it as a template? Because if you save it as a template, when you want to do it again and again and again, you just click on the template, you choose the template you want, all you're changing is the date. So it happens very, very quickly. So now it's all in Zoom, got all the stuff in Zoom. Then what you do is you go over, oh, by the way, you want to connect your Zoom account with your Google Calendar. I'm a big fan of Google Calendar. By connecting your Zoom profile, your Zoom account, to your Google Calendar, every time you create an event in Zoom, whether it's a meeting, a webinar, whatever you're doing, you create it. It says, would you like this on your calendar? You say yes. Now it appears on your calendar, and it also has everything you need now in that Google Calendar event to launch that webinar no matter where you are. And if you set it up with reminders, like I did today, I do it all the time, but for today, 10 minutes before I was supposed to start, I get a little buzz on my phone that says, hey, get on over there and start this thing. So you get over and you just turn your stuff on, okay? So you did all your stuff for the month of June. You just made up what you wanted to talk about. You stick it all in Zoom. Now you have the events. Now it lives in your Google Calendar. Then you roll over to your Facebook page, your business Facebook page, and you create a Facebook event for each of those things. Now, the first time you do it, you gotta, oh, I gotta pick the picture and put the title and all this other rigmarole, just like you did in Zoom. You build that event. You can, through Facebook, schedule that same event multiple times through the month or through the year, right? That's just adding dates. It's very, very simple. The where, one of the things in a Facebook event, it says, where is it? Location is the term they use. For the location, what do you put? The Zoom link. It also gives you the opportunity to have tickets. On the ticket, you click on the ticket part of the Facebook Live event, and you stick the Zoom registration in there. You want people to register that way. What you're doing there is you're converting someone who saw your event on Facebook into a Zoom registration. So you've gained their contact. You know they were interested in it, right? You can reach out to them even if they miss it. It will also send them the reminder. Zoom gives you the ability to send an auto reminder 1 week before, 1 day before, and 1 hour before. You don't need any other system, any other software. You need nothing other than to just turn it on. While I'm thinking about it, the Zoom trainings are really fast and intuitive. I encourage you, when you want to learn to do something, just go to Zoom, you know, how do I do a poll? How do I do whatever you want to do? And they're fast, they're easy, they're very intuitive. Okay, so you've created the Facebook event. The Facebook event is driving them to Zoom registration. Now you've got all that data. And what you can also do is boost your Facebook event. So for a couple of bucks, you can, for me, it's typically real estate agents that we're boosting to. So I have that all set up in my Facebook of the Jacksonville Realtors would be one of the terms we use. It'll go out to a couple thousand people as a sponsored event for a few bucks. So we're using Facebook, and then boost Facebook event, boost to the Facebook event, register on the Zoom. Then the day of the event, just like we're doing right now, hit the button. It's live streaming on Facebook while we're here in Zoom. I'm in Zoom, not all of you are in Zoom. It's the way this system works, some of you are on LinkedIn, some of you are in Zoom, some are in YouTube. It's kind of crazy. You know, do something that replicates itself, okay? So during the event, that's how easy it is to, what looks like a very small number of participants is larger and larger and larger, and it's not critical that it happens, because I know you've had this in your own life. Specifically, now you can't see the Zoom later, right? The Zoom's just gone for our purpose, other than the recording, which you end up needing to see on another platform. On Facebook, that Facebook Live event lasts about a day and a half. It's there forever, but in terms of people seeing it, it just kind of sits there. But you can also boost it. You can also share it. And I might not share this particular Facebook Live Zoom fed thing on Zoom. I might not do that for 2 or 3 or 5 days, and it continues to grow legs. When you boost it after the fact, you can actually put in the Zoom registration data for the next time you're doing it. It's just mind-bogglingly crazy. So I mentioned to you that I'm encouraging you to do registration so that you know who's there and you can reach back out to them, and I'll be reaching out to you, Barbara, Lisa, others. It lets you reach back out. And Facebook Live is not so friendly, meaning Facebook does not tell you who viewed your Facebook Live, but it does tell you how many views you got. The only way you'll know who is if they like, comment, or shared. So if they like, comment, or shared, we reach out in the same way. I'm not calling every one of them, rarely, but we just send them the handouts. We say, I saw you were interested in this, here you go. Also, right in the Facebook Live, you can say, if you like a copy of the handouts, just reach out to me. I don't tell them how to reach out to me because they see the things in many different places, right? If they're on LinkedIn, they'll reach out via Messenger or LinkedIn Messenger. Is that called Messenger? Yeah, the one-on-one contact that way. If it's on Facebook, we can do it via message. If they've left their email, we'll do it via email. We want to reach back out. I want you to reach back out to people in the same manner in which they had that initial contact with you, because the system facilitates that. It's a really fun, easy, simple thing to do. I'm going to open up the Q&A just in case there. So if you see the Q&A at the bottom, if something comes to your mind, just go on and ask it. People ask me all the time, well, what should I talk about? Very frankly, it doesn't matter that much what you talk about. What matters is you're constantly having fun and bringing value to other people. So what in the world does Zoom have to do directly with running a home inspection company? Nothing. But it's interesting, and it crosses all different boundaries. So depending what topic you pick and how you market it, you'll end up attracting people from strange places to do, I would say strange places to do strange things. But sometimes we end up with a consumer who has a need. Sometimes it's a title company that has a need. They want to get involved with us in a warranty position. Sometimes it's a lender who's working with a customer. It's a giant funnel of interesting leads. And it's people who are interested in whatever you talked about. You can do something in your kitchen, your favorite recipe. So you get your 3 or 4 things, basic topics. Yes, some directly specific to your business, some niche-y things about your business, but round it out. We have 30 different topics that we've been doing. We just pick stuff up. I'll give you some examples. You may even want to see these. So we do the thing on Zoom. We do another thing called When Good Wood Goes Bad. It's about termites and WDO. CPE, our Client Protection Expert designation. The Zoom, how to become the celebrity expert in your niche. Divorce This House. It's a designation program we do in collaboration with some attorneys. It's just fantastic. How to be the Zillow killer. It's a great way to share with people who hate Zillow how to capitalize on Zillow without spending any money. Celebrity expert, we talked about that. So it's just whatever comes to your mind. So I promised you we'd be out of here in about 30 minutes or done that. If you're with me on Zoom in real time, if you stick a question in the question box, I'm happy to answer that. If you're on Facebook Live, just stick the question right in the flow and I will answer that, or PM me if you're on LinkedIn or other thing. Just reach out and ask me anything. If you'd like to partner or collaborate with us and have myself or whomever from my staff deliver these various programs, send me a note on that. I'll send you the list of programs. We have all the work done, all the technology done, and I'll share with you how we connect our list and your list to get messages to more people for collaborative gain. We've done that very, very successfully. We have done that for very, very large real estate companies. We have done that for individual offices, and we've also done that for individual teams and other companies. Barbara's got a question. I've been hearing a lot about safety breaches with Zoom and other platforms. How's my experience been? I have had, and that's a great and important question, I've had zero problems with that. The one thing that we have done to drive that further from our concern is Zoom will let you set your personal ID number, right? Go right into the settings. And what I've done, I have made my personal ID number my office phone number, which is 904-268-8211. So anytime I jump on a Zoom call, no matter where I am, I can always remember the number 904-268-8211. I can share that. I can say, hey, Lisa, jump in this call with me. My ID number is the same as my phone number. And Lisa would say, oh, 904-268-8211. So that cuts down a little bit. The challenge is when you do that, and I think this is really the heart of your question, Barbara, anybody could end up in your meeting. I will tell you, for the kinds of things that companies like ours and you all are doing, it's immensely rare. Somebody who wants to go hack into a Zoom meeting doesn't care about a bunch of real estate agents and title people and home inspectors. We're just not that interesting. So I wouldn't worry about it. Now, when you require registration, which is how you all got here, those who are with me with Zoom, that does a couple of things. The registration, when you create a need for registration, that creates a discrete ID number that's only good for those people who registered. Nobody else can get in, and it doesn't take them anywhere else. So that's an inbound safety piece. The other thing you can do is require passwords. And Zoom will set that up for you too, so that no one can get into your meeting or your webinar without a password. The nuisance in that, when you start doing a lot of it, is it creates a different password for each meeting. And you end up with people, especially if it's people who regularly interact with you, you're always changing passwords, and it gets to be a pain in the ass, quite frankly. So I'm a fan of requiring registration. So that takes care of the security issue. It takes care of the how do I make contact with you later issue. It just really solves it. So hopefully that answered. If you got another piece of that, just I was going to say scream it out, stick it in the Q&A, and we'll take care of that. Okay. Lisa, Barbara, anybody else got a question they want to stick into the chat while we're still live? I guess that's a no. So anyway, I'm grateful to those of you who've been with us, who registered Zoom for Zoom Live. Very grateful for those of you with us on Facebook Live. Very grateful to you who caught up with us on Facebook and the recording, who caught it later, as well as LinkedIn and YouTube. So reach out to me anytime. We'd love to collaborate with you. We'd love to work with you. Did you see my webinar chat? Lisa, no. Let's see. Let me go over there. I'll have it in a second. Okay, I got it now, Lisa. We're going to try doing a Workhive. I don't know what Workhive means. Next week via, maybe Workhive spell check. Maybe that was a webinar. Next week via Zoom. Would you like to do it? Yeah, I'd be thrilled to do anything with you, Lisa. Yeah, we can host together. We can do whatever you like. So just reach out to me. And the answer is yeah. I love doing this. We do it reasonably well. And maybe too, I can help you with some processes so you can do some things even when you don't want me or need me or have me. All right, so it's kind of funny. I got the chat and the Q&A open at the same time. That looks like it for the live. Again, reach out to me via whatever makes you comfortable. And I appreciate you. Have a beautiful day.